Hey guys, it's Mason. In today's video we're going to be going over some of the settings on your Electron Master M. So as far as the control unit and the screen, and then also the remote on the back of the gun. So let's go ahead and get into that. So once you have power on the system, there's this big button on the top right. It's going to power it on. And then yeah, this will be your home screen. So this is what you'll see when you first turn the unit on. Up top you have your two electrostatic settings. You have your kV and microamps. I'll have a different video talking about electrostatics and how it can affect your parts finish and things like that coming up, but these are what makes the powder stick to your parts. And then we have two air settings here. We have 4.0 and 60. That 4.0 is cubic meters per hour, and then that 60 is a 60% of this number. So we'll have another video talking about powder cloud control where I go in more depth about these, but basically 60%, that's the amount of air running through your red line, so 60% of that 4.0, and then the leftover 40 will be going through your blue line there. On the bottom we have our programs. So here we have 47 customizable programs, 3 from the factory, so we have 50 total, but 47 of them are programmable to whatever we want. And then our 3 factory presets, we have a flat part, 100, 100, and then our multi-coat will be 110, so this is for those times where you're doing layers of powder, and then our complicated part will be 100 and then 22 microamps. So that's more for like frames or anything with a lot of hard Faraday areas. Next we have our pages button. So what that does brings us to our second page. So first we have our rinsing air. That is the air running through this black tubing on the back of the gun row here. What that does, it helps keep our electrode clean and cool so powder doesn't want to stick up to it. And then next we have our double tap feature. So what that does is, if we're on our made page in program 1 where that 100 100 is, and we hit this page, take this to 10 because we have a program at 10. Now when we double tap the trigger quickly, we can switch between the two. So say you're powder coating here, you're spraying, and then you want to switch to that second program, click it twice quickly, and then you're in that program. You can keep switching back and forth, and then yeah, so it's really nice for things where you need a setting for some of it and then a different setting for the rest. And then after that we have an hour meter. So this is how many hours the trigger has been pulled on this system. This system's fairly new, so we don't even have 1 full hour on it yet. Then we have a trigger counter. So if I hit this trigger, it counts each one. And then we have a brightness, so that's just the brightness of the screen. Lastly, we have a bunch of different timers. So what these are used for is spare parts or times like timing a job or things like that. So if you can change these to whatever you want, and then they count down. So they count down based on time that the trigger is pulled, not the time that the unit is on. So keep that in mind when you are working off those basically. So just that it's not as much as you ever think, because you don't spray as much as you think you do, because you're not pulling the trigger more than you are just like looking at the part, making sure it looks good. So that covers all 3 pages here. On the remote we have a P, a plus, and a minus. So the P button does toggles between all our different settings here, and then the plus and minus those numbers. So say we go to this 3, we can plus and minus that, and it works for all of these. So, but it's also nice because you can do it on programs too. So you can go through any of your programs you want. I hit P again, and you can take them all the way down. So this is good for people that don't like the double tap feature, but they still want to be accessing 2 different programs easily. They can just go to your programs and then switch them to whatever you want. It also has a fast purge, so if you hold this P button down, we'll initiate a fast purge. What that does, helps you clean out the lines. So when you pull this trigger, it maximizes the amount of air going through your pump, help cleaning out your powder hose, which helps clean out your gun. So that is pretty much it on most of the settings here. We have a few more parameters we can go over, so you can access those by holding down this button here. And then so we have our mode. So right now I've been using hoppers, so I've been using it in the hopper mode. We have our gun type. These are all Corona guns, you don't need to worry about that. The only thing you do need to worry about is this purge. make sure it's enabled. From factory they come disabled, so I wouldn't be able to do that fast purge holding this P down if that was not enabled. So make sure that's good, and then you can get back out of here. One last thing, what this does, this controls whether or not you can fluidize or your vibrating table works. So this has to be green in order to get air through your fluidization line for your box feed or for your hoppers, and to be able to use the vibrating table. To control your fluidization, it's this dial and regulator here. So once you have it plugged in and air on it, I always start low, and then as you're looking at it, slowly increase it until you find the correct amount of fluidization that you're looking for. So that is basically it. These units are made to be simple, easy to use, so there's not too much, but they give you a lot of features that can help you get projects done and get a nice finish on your parts. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned some, and I'll see you next time.